sheet paper thingy, you need to shift it over to a new one.
Oh, the grade sheet. That's a great point. That's a wonderful reminder. So, last week, 223 would have been due, but we did not have class on Friday, which also means I didn't have a chance to do an assessment. So, realize we're going to have some kind of assessment this week, like mini mastery. I don't think we're ready for the actual mastery, but either this week or Monday of next week, because what's Tuesday of next week? Last day before Discovery Day, but I don't even know if you guys for sure know this yet. I hope you do, and I'm not, like, letting the secret go. It's Outsiders Day. Next Tuesday is when we're doing Outsiders Day. So before I move on from this slide, by the way, if you are trying the homework that is like tonight's homework, especially for this next week and a half or week and a day, I'm going to be giving you the homework that is really for the next lesson. But you're totally fine to try it. Hey, Raiden, can you stop? I just can't focus while you're doing what you're doing. Thank you. You might struggle with it, and that's okay. Come to class the next day, and you will struggle less after we have our class the next day. So you want 224 out still, which was quote-unquote last week's homework, but then we ended up doing a Desmos instead. Right? So you want your 224 out, but notice we don't really use this till problem 77. So you also want graph paper out. If you don't have those graph paper notes out that we've been taking, they should be like in the front of your math binder. So it is due this Friday. If you don't have it done yet, that's no big deal because it's not due till this Friday. Now you could have done some of it for sure. But some of it, like people came to ask me questions and I just told people skip it for now. Sweet. So guys, if you're looking in your binder, safe, whatever you're looking for, I can probably help you with more quickly than you just searching. You should have had something written about absolute value. If you need to start a new page, start a new page. If you just want to draw a squiggly line across and kind of start a new section, that's fine. But today, we don't even need to head it yet. Let's just look at this situation, then we'll come back to our graph paper notes. So, anyone want to read the in previous lessons section? Oh, okay, Emery, go ahead. Okay. I don't think you looked at what you're committing to, but okay. Oh, you volunteered. Go ahead.
Okay. In previous lessons, you used an expression to help Cecil across the tightrope. For example, when the tightrope was 16 feet long, you could have written an expression such as 7 plus 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 negative 5 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 plus negative 5.
Who's annoyed at Emery?
Who's annoyed at me?
Who kind of wants her to do it again? So, guys, today's lesson, our header that we can put on our lesson is, should I use a Sharpie? Yeah, let's use a Sharpie. Multiplication. And why do we use multiplication? What is multiplication actually representing? It depends how big you write. I'm trying to train you guys to, if you got half a sheet of paper, I'd still keep using that. Then if you have to, get onto a new one, that's fine. Why do we use multiplication? What did Emery just do that was kind of annoying? 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. Lane? Yeah, I mean, it is one. So, but what? Instead of Emery saying negative 5 plus 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 negative, what, we're going to use multiplication instead of. Yeah, repeated addition. And this is why I was worried about using a Sharpie, because I knew I'd probably run out of space. Multiplication is repeated addition. Guys, it's a shortcut. It's because mathematicians are lazy. I mean, efficient. We're efficient. We're not lazy. We're efficient. So instead of writing 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7, I want you to write this in your paper, but in a more efficient way. I want you to write that in your paper, but in a more efficient way. And I'm going to color code these, and I bet you guys are smart enough to be able to tell me why I color coded them. If you're going to count, don't count out loud. Donna, can you figure out the more efficient way to deal with my sevens? Ooh, 7 times 8. And guys, we can use the multiplication dot, or we can use parentheses for multiplication. And, Kamal, what are you thinking about what I highlighted in blue? And this is a great example. Does it matter whether my first number is in parentheses or my second number? Nope. Does it matter if both of them are in parentheses or not? Nope. Parentheses show us, like something against parentheses, show us multiplication. Now we also use parentheses for the negatives, right? But that's just because it makes it look nicer. When you have something against parentheses, that's multiplying. So guys, in your notes, and I try to kind of pop back and forth to make sure that you're maybe writing down what I suggest. In your notes, 7 times 8 is a much more efficient way than saying 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7. What is 7 times 8? 56. And guys, I would start training yourself to drop your math down. Work like vertically is kind of what I always say with when we're starting to like really get into bigger problem solving. And then our negatives, we had negative 5 8 times. So we said negative 5 times 8. And guys, you can include the multiplication dot if you want. You don't have to since we're using parentheses. What's negative 5 times 8? Negative 40. So then who's going to win here, the good guy or the bad guy? Good guy. How much stronger is 56 compared to 40? 16. Any questions on why we use multiplication instead of saying 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7 plus 7? What's that?
It's easier.
Yeah, it's easier. All right, here's your challenge. You want to cross a tightrope that is 6 feet long. And some of us got confused on the homework of you can use these moves forwards or backwards. And you can move them, you can use them multiple times. I want to see if you and your partner can figure out how to get to a final length of 6, doing as many of these moves, forwards or backwards as you want, but try to write it efficiently at the end. Take a minute or two. First thing on your paper, 77. We're going to go through a lot of questions quickly today. You got 5 and 8. That's it. We got 5 and 8. That's it. Ooh, they want 2 different ways.
We have to use 6 and 8 to get
5 and 8 to get to 6. Movements of 5 and 8 to get to 6.
We go like negative 5 and 8. Oh, we're allowed to use it.
Nope. You can go 5 forward, 8 backwards, 8 forward. Like you can do 5, 5, 5, then 8. You can do whatever you want, but you can't break them apart. It's a move of 5 or a move of 8. Absolutely, because I said that you can go backwards. You are allowed to use multiple. Let's see if we can do one way. Jack, have you guys figured out one way?
We did 5 plus 5.
5 plus 5. So you did 5 twice? Okay, so 5 times 2. There's 5. And where'd that get you? Now we're at 10. Okay, what'd you do then?
Then we,
You guys want to pass for now, or do you know where to go?
We subtracted 8.
You subtracted 8. Okay, so we came 8 backwards. Where'd we end up there? So we were 10. Ooh, that 8 goes way farther than I drew it. Okay, so 8. Where do we end up with that?
2.
At 2 now. Okay. We're trying to get to 6.
And then
Where we go from here? Did you guys get this finished, or are you kind of figuring it out right now in this moment?
figuring we kind of did it.
Let's circle back to you guys if we can. Sam, you want
Alright, so,
me to start over or what?
start over.
Start over? Okay.
Alright, so,
I still like the idea of double something up first, but go ahead, Sam. What do you
okay,
think?
so 5 plus 5 equals 10, which they already wrote.
So when you told me to start over.
Well, no, I have more, than,
Alright, so that gets us to 10. I'm going to stop drawing everything.
then 8 plus 8 equals 16.
So do positives.
Yeah,
So then still 8 times 2. That's 16 more. So now we're at a total distance of 26. Okay.
So then I would subtract, the 16 by 10, or subtract the 16 by 5 plus.
Oh, so then we're going to do move backwards.
Yeah,
We're moving backwards by the 5 or by the 8?
So, I don't add both of them, what I was saying is, you subtract the 10 and 16.
Oh, this go, how many backwards? 5?
Yeah.
Do a backwards 5.
And then you go backwards 5 again, or you do 16 minus 7.
Alright, another backwards 5. So that's really backwards 10. Oh, because if I go 16 and then I go, I don't even know if I need this.
Yeah, you probably don't. I just wanted to.
I think if we do, so guys, hold up. If we go 8 plus 8, where are we?
16.
16. So then Sam said, so then do negative 5, negative 5. And what's that give us?
10.
Negative 10, so we end up at the total 6. But how could we write this? Well, 8 times 2. Hey, if you're struggling to let go of your choir time, sorry, it's math time now, not choir time. We could efficiently write this 8 times 2, which would get 16. Negative 5 times 2, which gets negative 10. That gets us to 6. Donna, do you have another way? You got another way. So, any questions on this way? We went 16 positive, 10 negative, so we ended at 6. All right, Donna?
Okay, so 8 minus 5 in parentheses.
So Donna's saying 8 minus 5. So a positive 8 move and a negative 5 move, essentially. So positive 8 and negative 5. Put that in parentheses, you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
and like plus the exact same thing. Like,
So wait, if we're going to do the exact same thing again, how could I write that more efficient?
so like times
Times 2. And that's exactly what today's lesson is talking about. If we're doing the same thing multiple times, why write it over and over again? Just say times whatever. On your paper, write what this is, but more efficiently. Yeah, I know, we're going to go fast today. On your paper, write what that is, but more efficiently. So I should see pencils in everyone's hands. Hey, Raiden, just put it away right now. It's turning into a distraction. I didn't care, but it's distracting you. And please, let's do these mentally until we can't. So let's try to figure out what this is mentally. Eli, how would I write that more efficiently? Yeah, 4 times 6 or 6 times 4. You can say it either way. Which, guys, that's a good reminder. 4 times 6 is the same thing as 6 times 4. We could also write it with either of these in parentheses. It doesn't matter. You can switch the order around all day long because multiplication is commutative. What is 6 times 4? 24. Good job. What is this written more efficiently? I know, we're going to go fast today. Jane? Yeah, 7 times 5, which then is 35. Yes, Jane's card is right there if you need evidence. Sophia! Ooh, now Emery got me all mixed up. So, final sentence. Well, yeah, if you're saying it like addition, you're not giving it away. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Sophia, how do we say that more efficiently? 2 times 5, or we can say 5 times 2, so if you just want to keep having examples on your paper. Yeah, we know that one, at least I hope we do. Uh-oh. Take a moment, get this on your paper, and figure out the answer. No calculator. No calculator. Let's get this on our paper. We'll talk through how to do it if you need a little bit of help. It is 6.2. So I will write it out with you guys. We got 3 parentheses 6.2 parentheses plus 2. Order of operations tells us multiply first. Order of operations. Talk to each other. See how you guys did it. See if you did it the same way. No calculator. You got back to the good stuff. Yeah, you missed the boring stuff. You got back to the good stuff. Talk to your neighbors. See what's up. We don't really need that now, but I do appreciate that you're using it. At the end of class, I'll take that from you. I don't care if you guys have it, whatever. Safe, unless you got ready really fast, I'll put your card back in the deck. You think you're ready for this one? Alright, you think you're ready?
Yeah.
Alright, Safe. How did you, without a calculator, approach this problem?
So basically 3 times 6.2
Okay.
equals 8.
You better be able to tell me how you got there, because I don't just know what it is.
18.6
How?
because
we had to do this in our head. How'd you get that?
oh no, I did it on paper. Is that right?
I mean, sure, there's a better way to do it. But, I mean, doing it on paper is fine. I don't want to ever discount long multiplication, but it is long. There's a quicker way. Right?
What I did was 3 times 6 is 18, and 3 times 2 is 1/6. 3 times 1/2 is 1/6.
If you didn't do it this way, I want you to make a note on your paper really quickly, like maybe just write it again. Brayden said he did 3 times 6 is 18. Just do that first. Then 3 times 2 is 6, or you can think of 3 times 0.2 is 0.6, but either way, we got to bring in the single decimal place. So single decimal place. And then we still have the plus 2. So Safe is right. This is 18.6. But how did we get there? Well, if I had to do it mentally, I could write it down on paper and do long multiplication. Or we could break it up and make your life easier. Guys, this is the same as stacked long multiplication. This is the same. You just don't have to rewrite it off to the side and do the work and then bring it. This is the same. So what do you get in total here? 20.6. Any questions? Ready to step it up? No, this one's back to the kind of simpler ones. How do you write this? Now, this is the first negative we've had. Emery, how would we write this?
-3 times 5.
Yeah, now, I'm going to write exactly what Emery just said.
You're right.
It is spooky season, guys. Negative 3 times 5. Is there another way to write this, Raiden? Is there another way to write this?
Negative 15.
Well, yeah, so we could write the answer of negative 15, thanks, because I didn't even think about that. That was one of those, like, silly Hudson. But, like, the multiplication. Lane, is there another way to write this multiplication that would still get the same answer? So Emery told us this is negative 3 times 5. Is there any other way that we could say that?
Oh. I see it now.
It's all good. If you don't, you want to throw it back to Raiden? So we know it's negative 15, like, Raiden?
Alright, 5 times, negative 5 times 6.
Ooh, not negative 5, because this right here, these are negative 3 moves. You're right, though. So, guys, 5 moves of negative 3, but mathematically speaking, could he also do moves of negative 5 and just do 3 of them? Yeah, he could. If he could do moves of negative 3, that would get us the same answer. Sophia?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you still like with the one in the blue? Do you need to put the multiplication symbol?
You don't. If there's parentheses, you don't have to include. So you can, but you don't have to.
I just haven't been, and I'm like, should I?
No, you don't have to. So if you were to draw, sorry, I thought I was on highlighter. If you were to draw what's in green, how would you predict it drawn? So there's an example in blue, but if you were to draw what is in green on your paper, like what was a homework problem, how might you draw that? And like actually draw it on your paper. It's not on your, like, that we're doing graph paper, guys. So your paper does not always mean your class paper. It just means the paper we have in front of us. So we don't really need to draw tight ropes for everything. That's kind of like, yeah, the world is not made of tight ropes. So we could draw it on a tightrope, and if you did, that's fine. Or fine's not great. And I guess I could take a volunteer on this. Anyone want to help me with in my notes how I could draw? So obviously we wrote out 5 times negative 3, but like how could I draw it similar to what Chad drew for these positives? Donna? How? So that would be positive 5 plus negative 3. What you just described, if I draw positives and I draw negatives. So can I show something a negative amount of times? So your parents get home, your sister's crying, and she's like, he hit me. And you guys, had a fight and you hit your sister, and now you wish you hadn't. Can you go back and do that negative times? Can you take them away? No. You cannot show negative times of something. Can I show I did something 5 times? I think so. Matt, you got a suggestion for how I could draw this? Okay, do 5 like circle. What's in each circle? Yeah, so negative 3 is what we should have in each of these. So like 3 negatives, and now I need to show it 5 times. So actually, if I really want to color code this whole thing.
Why don't you just put negative 3 instead of
Because we were trying to visually represent this and actually like show. So you could do like, negative dollars, you could do negative, like, But all right, so these are negatives, right? Because we cannot show something a negative amount of times. This has to be the number of times. Hey guys, you're 100% not paying attention. It's super obvious, and if you want to keep sitting together, change your behavior. And this is the thing because it's negative. So we did a negative thing a positive amount of times. Now wait a minute. So what if both numbers are so that was positive 5 times negative 3. What if it was negative 5 times negative? So a negative amount of times? Or I guess the other way we talk about negative, what's that O word that we use for negative sometimes? The opposite. So the opposite of doing something 5. Interesting. So if we can't think in negatives, we can still always think in opposites. So here's my question. Listen, think. Do not just answer. Think. Actually, shut your eyes for a moment. Imagine Cecil. Right? Let's practice your imagination skills. You're being weird. Yeah, if your eyes are closed, you know I'm not talking to you. And if you're not closing your eyes, that's fine. But if you're being weird, I'm going to call you out on being weird. Imagine in your head, Cecil steps up to the platform and takes 3 moves of negative 2.5, then moves 4. If I don't say negative, you assume positive. Now, reset everything. Cecil steps up to the platform, and he does 3 moves of negative 2.5 and negative 4. Sorry, the first time I missed a negative, so open your eyes. The first time when Cecil did 3 moves of negative 2.5 and a move of negative 4. How does that compare? The question I want you and your partner to discuss is that the same as 3 moves of negative 2.5 and negative 4? So talk with each other, take a minute or two. Are these 2 routines he did equal to each other? Chat with your partner. Are these equal?
It's the air conditioner.
What? There's also the air purifier. And maybe one of
My grandparents have the air. My grandparents have an air purifier.
One in every single
you discussed
class.
this with your partner. Now it seems like this is becoming a distraction. I didn't do that. You made me do that.
Yes.
I know.
I would write this down in your graph paper if I was you. And if I was me, I would give you time to do so, which is why I'm doing that. I'm actually going to bump over here. You guys can, as you start taking more and more notes, develop whatever strategy works well for you taking notes. I just kind of like boxing off and using my whole paper. 3 times negative 2.5 and negative 4 versus all right, let's look at the first routine first. Ashley, what operation should I do first on the left side? So we've got a multiply and we've got an add. What do you want me to do first? Multiplication, because order of operations, right? So we multiply 3 times negative 2.5. What do we get? Yep. If you are choosing not to do this with me, that's a choice you will live with. So then the plus negative 4 just drops down. Yeah, Matt, what's up? Did I mean to what? Where? Oh, just right here. Yeah, so that parenthesis that I wrote up here is unnecessary. We can include these parentheses. We don't have to. You can, you don't have to. So yeah, when I write things two different ways, it's normally because like can, don't have to. Hey, Emery, stop, put it down. Please quit playing. I'm not a babysitter. Versus Emery, thanks for volunteering. What do I do first on the right-hand side?
You have the parentheses, so you would do negative 2.5 plus negative 4.
These big parentheses have to be done first because we can, right? There's something to be done in the parentheses. So my 3 times is going to drop down. My negative 2.5 and negative 4 together make negative 6.5. Negative over here, negative 11.5. Somebody please check my work because math is hard.
Why are you a math teacher?
Because math is hard and people need help. Yeah. If I do a negative 3 times, am I going to get negative or positive? I did a negative 3 times.
So you do it. So you get negative.
We get negative, right? We get negative. Ooh, Raiden talked us through how to multiply something like this earlier. What's 3 times 6?
18.
18. What's 3 times a half? 1.5. And we know the whole thing's going to be negative. Negative 19.5. Wait, what? Wait.
19. Wait.
Why did we get 2 different answers?
Because we did it 2 different ways.
Because order of operations matters. And some of you have already had this written on a test this year. Order matters. These are not equal to each other because on the right side, we added the negatives first. On the left side, we multiplied first because the order in which we do things matters. Now, real quick, before we run out of time, so I got like 2 minutes left. Now, look at your class paper.
224?
Yep, 224. Because like I told you guys, 225 is really tomorrow's.
Oh, wait, really?
The Raiden strategy.
Oh, I have strategy named after me now?
Yeah, now you do. The Raiden strategy can be seen over here. Negative 105. Hey guys, this will go faster if you stop talking since I am talking. I can break it up because I know 100 is, I'm just going to say it, 100's easy to work with. I know, sorry, we all swear every now and then. Well, not all of us. If you never swear, very good on you. That's good self-control. So, we break, but, hey, we make sure that we bring the negative with us, and sometimes we even, like, highlight to make sure of that. I do the math separately, but I make sure that negative comes along. And then, hey guys, notice how I hadn't said pack up yet. I said get this out. We would get negative 735. The same thing can be done down here to break up these numbers and make them easier to work with. But since apparently half of you have already packed up ahead of time, we will leave this either for tomorrow or just, not to be done. Remember, your practice work starts here. You do what is below that and on the back. Have a great day.
I have one more. I I must have looked up right about that.
So let me actually see if you can find it. It's on the left side of that